Hi, I'm Laura Power, and this is Short Takes, a program about local personalities and stories. I'm in the Woodstock Community Television Studio with Gretchen Cole, Executive Director of Scotland House, which provides daycare for older adults with cognitive or physical impairments. Woodstock residents may have noticed Scotland House when driving along Route 4 between Tassville and Queechee. A Scottish goods retail store was there for many years. That building has been beautifully renovated. It's now a friendly facility with a devoted staff that families can trust to provide safe and thoughtful care for a loved one. Scotland House was established through a grassroots initiative by stakeholders in Woodstock and nearby towns. Local providers of health care and programs for senior citizens saw an unfilled need for care services, particularly for older adults facing dementia. These concerned community members came together and raised funds to purchase and refurbish the former retail store. Gretchen is here today to tell us about the facilities and programs that are now available. Gretchen has relied on her extensive experience to manage and develop Scotland House services and programs. She's worked in memory care here in the Upper Valley for more than 20 years. She earned a bachelor's degree in healthcare management, and she is certified as a dementia practitioner, a Montessori dementia care professional, an Alzheimer's support group leader, and an activity director. Welcome, Gretchen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming here today and taking time from your very busy schedule to be here. I've mentioned that Scotland House was established by locals to meet what they saw as an unfilled need for daycare for older adults. What do you see as the mission of Scotland House, and why do you feel it's an important addition to our community?
For me, I think that as we all are looking at healthcare programs, the different changes that go on as we are all aging, we all want to age in our own home. And there was definitely a gap in services for older adults as they were aging in home before they were having to look at long-term care and may have even had to move into a long-term care facility before that need was actually something that was required. So our mission is to work with our participants, keeping them as independent as possible, helping them to find a sense of purpose, while also enhancing their relationship with their family, with their caregiver. So that way we can offer that type of specialized support so that they can stay in their own home longer.
Now, I visited Scotland House a week or so ago, and one thing that I noticed in particular was that the building seemed to designed to encourage engagement among the participants and to serve a variety of their needs. We do have a few slides, and so I'm wondering if we could take a little tour.
Absolutely.
So this one is the outside of the building.
Mm-hmm. Yes, love this photo. It's very warm and inviting, and it also shows that we are definitely handicapped accessible. When it was designed, it was created to keep that rustic Vermont look while also looking like a home-like environment.
Oh, I think that was successful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this photo is an interior shot of the building.
Yes, it is. That's a great shot. It shows the majority of our space. So you have a dining room and an activity area that leads into a living room that's off to the side, as well as our kitchen area.
And that's not a commercial kitchen.
It's not. So we cook, we have all kinds of snacks there, but our meal comes from the Thompson Senior Center. So it is reviewed by a dietitian, and we have the same menu that they have at the Senior Center.
I've seen their menu and it's quite good.
Yes, it is. It's excellent.
Now here we have some of the participants.
Yes, so this was last Halloween. And we do try to do a variety of different activities, and some of the participants and staff dressed up to enjoy the holiday.
And what I really like about this picture is all these nice, comfortable chairs and couches that you have.
Yes, and that is an area that we just consider our living room area. We do have participants that are with us all day long, so they do get tired and need to have a rest. So after lunch, we have a dedicated rest time. So for participants that want to lie down or to take a nap, we offer that, and while having different types of smaller activities in the other area.
And here we have another picture of the open facility with an activity going on.
Yes, this is one of our exercise stretching groups that we have the participants or offer to the participants. We are fortunate to have staff and volunteers that will lead these types of groups, so it keeps people mobile, helps them with different aspects of staying independent, and we try to make it fun.
And you have this beautiful bank of windows here in the back that provides a lot of light too.
Yes, yes, we do.
Right. And then finally, you have some outside areas as well.
Yes, we do. We have a beautiful enclosed garden area. As you can see in this photo, we've had some plants. We enjoy sitting outside. The participants do, as well as the staff. We do a lot of feeding of the birds all year round.
Ah, fabulous. I love the feeding of the birds in my own backyard. So we also have some photos of activities at Scotland House, and I thought we might want to take a look at those.
Yes.
And I love this photo. That's you right there.
Yes.
And this,
One
I
of
think
my
it's
favorites.
such a sweet photo. So what's going on here?
We had an art project that we were doing. We were fortunate to have artistry come in, which is what was going on in this particular photo. They had come in and do a theme with us. And I believe this was apple blossoms that we were doing. And my friend and I were enjoying the time together. And it's just another way that we as staff get to enjoy a different aspect of providing service to everybody.
I love that artwork. Now here we have some people working on a puzzle.
So jigsaw puzzles are a pretty big popular thing at the Scotland House, either as you can see in a group setting, or also we have some that are smaller so that participants can do them individually if they would like to. It's great as a group project, also excellent for hand-eye coordination and just some mental stimulation.
Now there's also musical programs.
Yes,
right?
we have a variety of musical programs that we do. We also have this beautiful piano that's in the Scotland House, so that participants who have the ability to play the piano can do that as well.
Very good. Now there's a game going on here.
Yes, so this is one that we call balloon volleyball or noodle ball, and we use a balloon, and the participants enjoy having the pool noodles, and it's a fun way of getting exercise. And the balloon offers the ability, it's a little bit slower than a normal ball would be, so it gives everybody some extra time, and of course there's nothing wrong with hitting staff or another person with the poo noodle. So in this particular picture you've got some friends there who are just enjoying that aspect of the game.
All right. Now you do community projects at Scotland House, right?
Yes, we do. We do. So the participants actually came up with this idea, and that they wanted to give back to their community. And it's an important aspect of what our mission is, that they do feel connected in that way. So this particular project was one that we did with the Haven. So with the assistance of the staff, the participants did a food drive. And then we donated it to the Haven, and it was a month-long project, so the participants really felt connected to it, knew where the food was going. It was going to a local food shelf, and again felt like they were able to do something for somebody else.
Great. Now you also have visitors sometimes.
Yes, we do. We have wonderful volunteers who bring in their animals, and so we do pet therapy twice a week with some different dogs. And this picture is of one of our volunteers, Mary Ann, who brings in her 2 poodles Francine and Adele, and one of our participants who is definitely enjoying the visit with the animals.
And you get some human visitors too.
Yes, we do. This is a photo from one of our intergenerational programs. Obviously, it was Halloween with trick-or-treating. We have a local daycare that comes and does intergenerational programming with us. So these children all have a relationship with our participants and staff. They come in once a month and do different crafts. And of course, on Halloween, they came in to trick or treat and show us their costumes.
Excellent. It looks like some fun things happening over there. So do the participants get involved in deciding what programs and activities are offered at Scotland House?
Yes, they do. So when somebody becomes a new participant, they fill out a life history form, which tells us different things that they have enjoyed in their lives, what their interests are. And we utilize that in our programs so that we're making sure that there's always something of interest to everybody that is there. We also have a Scotland House Council, and that council is held once a month, and the participants have the ability to meet confidentially with a staff member and tell us how they like the program, whether it's the activities or the food, if they're feeling that there's enough rest time, if there's too much noise. They have voices, and we listen to those voices.
And in your experience on the last number of months at Scotland House, what are the kinds of things that the participants have found to be the most fun?
Oh boy. They really enjoy the different types of music. We have somebody that comes in and does a drumming circle, and the participants all enjoy that. I would say that the intergenerational programming has been something that they have really linked to. They enjoy that interaction, as well as the discussion groups that we have, whether it's current events or we pick a topic. Those things are all popular.
Now, as we saw from the pictures, you're a very hands-on executive director. So what are the things that you find to be the most fun?
The most fun? Let's see. I enjoy it when new participants come in. I enjoy helping them to establish friendships and begin to feel comfortable there. And I certainly enjoy the relationships that I've had with participants who have been there for a long time. I would say that I enjoy the discussion groups, but I do also enjoy different aspects of personal care. It's fun for me to help somebody wash their hair and then blow it dry and set it and see how it makes them feel good about themselves.
Now, sometimes family members will be reluctant to send a loved one to daycare. Why should they consider Scotland House?
They should consider Scotland House because we are unique and offer something that is greatly needed. This is an adult day in the Upper Valley is not something that you find. It's not common, and we offer different types of support for our participants as well as for the families. So our philosophy at the Scotland House is to treat our participants the way that we want ourselves or our own families to be treated. So it's a safe environment. We incorporate a lot of fun while keeping somebody as independent for as long as possible.
Now, you have extensive experience in memory care, and you mentioned to me in our initial meeting that dementia can take different forms. Can you offer some advice to family members or significant others about circumstances or symptoms that might be red flags?
So although I certainly am not a physician, I do have a lot of experience in it. And everybody forgets things. Everybody forgets where they put their keys. And I think that the thing to keep in mind is that for memory challenges that actually impact somebody's daily life, that is what is significant. So if you're beginning to see patterns with a family member or an acquaintance that includes maybe getting lost while they're driving in a familiar area, or the inability to manage their bills or work with their own checkbook, those are things that should be signs that you really should have a talk with your primary care physician.
Now, why would it be important, though, for in addition to the person needing care, why would it be important for a family member of an adult facing dementia who needs care? Why would it be important for that family member to seek services that would provide them with a respite from caregiving?
So what most people don't understand until they've actually lived it is that becoming a caregiver changes everything. It changes your relationship and it changes different responsibilities. And as someone's dementia progresses, that caregiving, what used to be something that you were doing out of love and nurturing and caring, can become burdensome. And in that way, you really do need respite. You do need to have a break, and that is something that the Scotland House provides.
So we've talked about some of the fun activities and programs at Scotland House, but Scotland House also provides services related to nutrition, medication, and hygiene. Can you talk a little bit about those and about how those services help participants as well as their family members?
Certainly. So we provide a lunch as well as snacks for the participants. Some of our participants, need to have some extra calories. They are not necessarily eating well at home. They eat better in a social environment. So we provide that type of service. We provide clinical oversight for somebody that is diabetic and can help them to monitor their blood sugars during the day and assist with maybe some nutritional choices that they're making at home. We do provide personal care, so we help people and assist them if they need it with incontinence care and also with actually showering and oral care. So that way it becomes a very pleasurable experience because we make it that way at the Scotland House, and it also takes that burden off of the caregiver from it having to be a difficult or challenging situation to get somebody into the shower, to us being able to provide that support and take that burden away from them.
So how do you and your staff assure that you're delivering the services that participants and their families need and like? Is there a formal process for feedback?
So first off, we are certified by the state of Vermont, so we do have regulations that we follow to make sure that our program meets the state standards. I would say that for participants and families, there's formal communication and then there's lots of informal communication. Any participant, any family member has the opportunity to come to myself, to come to another staff person and tell us that they don't like something or could something be changed, and we work with them. The more formal processes are, we have a family council meeting for family members where it's just a meeting with me and we can talk about issues, as well as plan of care meetings where we talk with the participant and the family member about how things are going at the Scotland House and the different healthcare goals that somebody has and how we can meet those goals and just work as a partnership and as a team.
So each participant has a plan of care with written objectives?
Yes, they do.
Great. So what is the process for accepting someone who wants services into Scotland House?
So we do it a variety of ways. Sometimes we get referrals from physicians. Other times people have just heard about us, word of mouth. And so they call us or email us. And what we typically do is invite them to come to the Scotland House. They need to see the building. It's less stressful, it's less frightening if people have actually come in and seen it. And then, of course, there is the paperwork that comes with it. We try to make that as manageable as possible and are there as a resource. Nobody's left alone to struggle through the paperwork. We help with that. And once somebody has completed all of the paperwork, we set up a schedule and then we start off with their initial day.
And is there a commitment required on the part of a participant? Do they have to come every day, or?
They don't have to come every day. The minimum is 4 hours, 2 days a week. And that really is to benefit the participants so that they become, used to the Scotland House so that they know what the different activities are and that they can build and establish relationships, not only with the staff, but with other participants.
And are there any kind of needs that you're unable to accommodate at Scotland House?
So based on our physical layout, you would not find a participant there that needs total care. So there's no electronic lifts in the Scotland House. So our participants can be in wheelchairs, they can use walkers, but they have to be able to assist transferring themselves in and out of a chair with staff assist. But as I said, we don't have a mechanical lift, so somebody that cannot assist at all, the program wouldn't be beneficial for them.
Okay. And how about cost? Is it expensive? And what about families who can't afford to pay?
So the Scotland House is very affordable. It's $19 an hour, and that includes all the services. So it includes the nursing oversight, it includes the activities, the food, access to social worker. And it's very reasonable, especially if you're looking at home care providing as well, which some families do. So for that social aspect that we provide, it really, it's a great rate. Families that can't afford to pay, we work with other community agencies, so there are caregiver grants that are available, and we certainly work with people who are on Vermont Medicaid. And if they aren't on Vermont Medicaid, we know the resources and how to assist them in getting that application process started.
Okay. And how about transportation? How do people get there?
So unfortunately, we don't have our own transportation system yet. So right now, participants are brought by their family members. We do have a partnership with the Thompson Senior Center. So if a participant lives within their catchment area in Woodstock, the Thompson will try to work out a system where they could get picked up and dropped off at the program. And we've also have worked with Stagecoach and other local organizations that maybe offer rides and see what's out there and what's available.
Okay. Well, it sounds like an absolutely wonderful program and a great resource for the community. So just to recap, what do you think are the important things that you'd like WCTV viewers to remember about Scotland House?
I think the most important thing to remember is that as an integral part of the community, we offer a very dignified and person-centered approach to aging. And the specialized support that we do offer is something that we all want, not only for ourselves, but for our own family members. And that the best thing to do is to call us to come stop by and just see what the Scotland House is all about.
Well, one last question. For you personally, what is most satisfying and fun about your job as Executive Director of Scotland House? What makes you want to get up every day and go to work?
There's a lot of different things, but I would say that it's seeing the difference in the relationship between the participants and their family members and caregivers after they've been in the program. We have the opportunity to see the changes, not only with the participants as they're becoming more social, as they are doing different things, but to also see the stress lifted from their family members and their caregivers, the break that they are able to have to do their own self-care, to take care of themselves, that is important. And something I've said over and over is you can't be a good caregiver unless you're taking good care of yourself. And that is something that I find very rewarding.
That's fabulous. Well, thank you so much, Gretchen Cole, for being with us at the Woodstock Community Television Studio. If you'd like more information about Scotland House, contact information follows in our closing credits. I'm Laura Power, and this has been Short Takes, a program about local personalities and stories.